Parashat Shemot taking us back to such familiar narratives. There's a pasuk in the book of Micha in chapter 6. The prophet invites the people to have a fight with God. Tell me, God says to people, what have I done wrong to you? I've given you so many things, and I sent you when you were back in Egypt. I sent you Moshe, I sent you Aaron, and I sent you Miriam. And they were your three leaders. And you open up the Torah, and you think, well, yeah, Moshe we get in huge amounts. Aaron, yes, his sidekick. We know that Aaron was going to be the spokesperson. And Miriam, where does she really feature in this week's parasha? So open up the parasha and you begin reading. And a man of the house of Levi took a woman from the house of Levi. And we know, according to Midrashic tradition, Miriam had fought with her father in a moment of inspiration. Dad, if you divorce mum and because you're scared of having children, because the wicked king of Egypt's going to kill the boys, well, you're actually worse than the king of Egypt. Because by not being together with your wives, you're going to not create any girls as well. And the father was convinced by her wisdom, by her wise advice, even as a teenager, and he gets back together again. That's a midrashic tradition, perhaps shoehorning Miriam into the action in the way that the text doesn't do so naturally. But then there's that famous scene. Moshe is born 3 months ago by, can no longer keep him safe. He's put in a little box and sent down the river, hopefully to safety. And this is one of the most incredible moments of Miriam's career. She hides there in the bushes, seeing what's going on. The princess of Egypt opens his box. She sees a boy, vehine na'ar bocher. Who is the na'ar? So traditionally, we always learn it that Moshe is crying, and then you've got a problem because na'ar means a teenager, Moshe is a baby, and the different commentators try and explain how the word na'ar is appropriate for a baby. But the Chizkuni says something beautiful. And here is the scene that Hashem described, that he sent the leaders, sent Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam, all in one scene. Says the Chizkuni, v'hinei na'ar bocher, ra'ata Aharon bocher. The princess of Egypt notices there's Miriam hiding in the bushes, in the thicket. You've got, in the reeds, you've got Moshe, a baby, in a box, crying, perhaps, maybe not. Who is crying? Aaron. The way we've traditionally learnt this story, Aaron was nowhere to be seen. It was a scene where if you were to make a film, you've got Miriam, you've got Moshe, you've got the princess of Egypt. Says the Chizkuni, based on Midrashic tradition as well, Ra'ata Aharon bocher, sharei achiv haya. Moshe was his brother. Of course he was crying. Our baby's going downstream in a box. What's going to happen? And then that panic moment, the daughter of the most despicable, wicked man who wants to kill all our boys has found the baby. What will she do with brother Moshe? It's the most glorious scene. All of them together. Miriam, the wise older sister, pushing the action forward. Aaron displaying the raw emotion of a sibling. And Moshe, the helpless baby, waiting to be picked up by, or we don't know at this stage, what will she do? And it's only when the text tells us, Vatachmol alav, she had compassion for the baby, Vatomem yaldei ha'ivrim. And here's the paradox and the irony in the story. The character that most represents death gives life. The characters that represent the futility of life, the slave condition, are all together as a sibling group, paving the way for their future success at leading our people. There are moments that we should cry in despair. There are moments when we stand up and we say, come on, let's push the drama forward. We can do this ourselves. We can take action into our own hands and we can save Jewish life. But we do it best when we do it as a community of people. Shabbat Shalom.